Usually appetizers aren't the star of the show, so I had to make that appetizer into an entree. So today, in the Anabolic Laboratory, we are making a jalapeno popper grilled cheese that is not only low in calorie, but loaded with protein, and of course cheese too. It is a super simple recipe, only takes minutes to create, and is bound to be one of the stars in your anabolic diet after watching this today. My name is Nick, or Exercise for Cheat Meals, and I have my master's in exercise physiology, and I'm an online fitness coach as well. Message me if you're interested. And I make anabolic recipes and review them as well, and give out fitness advice. So if you like any of those things, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I would stick around till the end of the video because I will be comparing my grilled cheese to a full fat grilled cheese and also the substitutions you can make to even make it lower calorie. So if you're ready to make jalapeno poppers and grilled cheese part of your diet to lose weight and get to your goals, let's get poppin'. We are going to start out by turning our burner on low and heating up our pan here. And right out the gate, we're gonna cut up a jalapeno. How I like to do it, cut off the top, and I think Sam the cooking guy taught me how to do this. I cut one way, other way, other way, and then you got the last one, and you could choose to keep as many seeds as you want. I love it hot, so I'm gonna keep all of the damn seeds, but you could make it a lot more mild if you keep out the seeds and the membrane. And I'm going to make slices that are about 1/4 inch thick. Now, after you get them into 1/4 inch thick, you're going to cube them into the sizes that you want. I like them to be a little bit smaller so that they're not all just falling out of the grilled cheese and that there's more jalapenos in every bite. Kind of like the chocolate chips in my protein ice cream, why I shave those down is so that there's more in every bite. So I'm not gonna make them too small, but I'm gonna make them small enough. About 1/3 of an inch, but you'll learn how you like it after you make it once or twice. Now I'm gonna put my cutting board on my scale here and I want 50 grams. We want to blister these jalapenos here so that the flavor kind of permeates through the cream cheese and all the other cheeses that we use, and then it gives it that authentic jalapeno popper taste. And I'm just going to keep these seeds on the side here. But now, while this is cooking, I want to get our garlic ready. I want 4 grams of garlic. Usually that's like 1.5 cloves, 2 cloves, but luckily I have our scale and I could put this right on here. Once these are ready to go, like I said, we wanna get these blistered. So every minute or two, we're gonna mix this up. We also don't want this too hot because when we put the garlic on, we don't want it to burn because we wanna be able to put the bread right onto the pan so the pan kind of gets some of that garlic jalapeno flavor in it as well. Now, I'll put the garlic off to the side. We're gonna cut up our green onions. I use 2 stalks of green onions here. One of them's kind of dead. Each one of them has one that's kind of dead. All right, I'm gonna cut up one from 2 separate stalks, and I'm gonna make these razor thin if I can. I'm gonna go all the way down until it almost starts turning color, and then I'm gonna stop because they get a lot more, I don't know, is that acidic? And I don't like them as much. And we will get a nice sized bowl. Actually, I like the clear one. You can see everything that's going on. We'll put this in here. We're starting to get a little bit of blistering in here, but we still got a couple minutes, which is good because we got to shred up our cheese. As far as fat-free cheese, they don't have non-shredded fat-free cheese, so I have to go with the shredded cheese there. However, I would 100,000% recommend that you shred your own cheese. When they shred this cheese to make it not stick together, and I think preservatives as well, they put a coating of some white stuff on it, and the cheese doesn't melt the same, doesn't taste the same. It isn't the same as freshly shredded cheese. So We'll cut this bad boy open. And right now, I would normally, if I wasn't doing this video, shred this whole 8-ounce block up. It'll last in the fridge for a couple weeks. You won't have any issues, and it's ready to go at any moment. So you have to spend a couple extra minutes at the start to get a lot back at the end. However, for this recipe, I'm only going to make 1 serving's worth. And I love this shredding thing because I could just pull it out and it's like ready to go. Anything that I use, as by the way, we'll have links in the description, but I really do love this thing. It catches all the cheese in there. But we only need 1 ounce of this, so I'm not gonna shred up too much. This honestly might be close to 1 ounce on its own. All right, our jalapenos are blistering pretty good. I'm gonna put this cheese shredding on hold for a second, and I'm going to press our garlic right into here. And what Sam the cooking guy likes to do is make a circle in here so the garlic can go right in the middle. And again, I'm not trying to burn this garlic, so make sure that your heat setting is on low. But I'm gonna get our garlic in the press, and I'm gonna press it right into the middle here. And so it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to start smelling, and once you do start smelling it, that is when we know it's ready to come off. 27.5, I'll take it. So we're gonna add this to our bowl, and that garlic is starting to smell. So I'm gonna take the jalapenos and the garlic off of the pan. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna give whatever spray you wanna use, 1, 2, and my bread's right here. I got 35 calorie per slice bread. This is Healthy Life bread. They have this at Walmart, they have it at Jewel, they have it at Tony's, anywhere you go, they have it. I'm gonna kind of make the bottom side have oil all over it, and then I'm gonna let these heat up here. Before I do that, I'm also gonna spray the top 1 time each, so that when I turn it over, the other side gets nice and brown and adds just a little bit of extra flavor for the minimal amount of calories. That pepper jack cheese was full fat, and I'm okay using 1 ounce of full fat. The sharp cheddar is reduced fat, so it has 20 less calories per serving, and we're also looking for about 1 ounce of this cheese as well. See, this is nice because the bread has the heat up anyway and toast anyway on both sides, so we have time in between to mix all this stuff in before our bread's ready, and then everything comes together beautifully. And I'll add that to our bowl as well. And I like to try and let the cream cheese sit out, so the cream cheese is next. First, let's check on our bread. It's starting to get a little bit of brown, not really. So I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, and I'm gonna turn the bread as well so it evenly browns. So we'll open up our cream cheese, fat-free cream cheese. And as you can see, I'm doing a mix. I'm using some fat-free cheese, I'm using some reduced fat cheese, I'm using some full fat cheese. This was on the back burner for about 2 months. Other recipes came up, collabs came up. This was put on the back burner. I wasn't completely finished with this, but this has been in the making for several months. And it really took me a while to find that blend of fat-free cheese with normal cheese, with reduced fat cheese, and still have as much flavor as possible for as little calories as possible, and as much protein as possible. Now we're gonna get 2 ounces of cream cheese here. So I'm just gonna put this bowl on the scale, and it shows you the 2 ounce marker. So I'm gonna try and see if I can get it close here. If not, I'll just take a little chunk out. 56.3, wonderful. So we're gonna add 1 ounce of fat-free cheese, and you won't even notice the fat-free cheese because everything is going to be combined thoroughly here. Now we got 2 spices, the 2 most popular spices in the world, salt and pepper. I'm gonna give 10 spins of fresh cracked pepper and 1 gram of salt. You could use sea salt, iodized salt, doesn't matter. All right, so we're about nice and brown here. This side's a little bit more done than the other side, but that's okay. We're a nice deep dark brown. Perfectly toasted. We're gonna get this on the other side. I'm gonna turn it back down just a little bit because I still need to mix this up here. Now you could use a spatula if you want. I'm just gonna use a fork, and it takes a minute to get it all combined. So I will fast forward through this part, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, bye. Now you'd like to use one of the rubber spatulas to get this out of here so we can get all of the product out of the bowl. And this is gonna be a fat grilled cheese, just so you know. So you can kind of layer it however you want. You wanna put more in the middle for a nice cheese pull after this, like I do? Sure, why not? You wanna put more on the edges? More will leak out when you bite into it? Sure, why not? You know I'm gonna lick the bowl. Beautiful. Now the toasted part, I'm gonna put on the jalapeno popper mix. Then I'm just gonna get this in the middle here and we're gonna hang out. Every minute or so, minute or two, I like to check the bottom and we will see, okay, is that brown enough? No. You could turn it up a little bit if you want, but I would rather this be a slow burner. You wait a few minutes, you can get everything cleaned up and then you flip it over. You do whatever dishes you gotta do and your meal is ready to go. Like I said, this is about 15 minutes total. All right, this is about the brownness I'm looking for. Perfectly brown here. We're gonna flip it over, let the other side brown a little bit, and then we're gonna pop it in the microwave. All right, dishes are done. That's about as brown as I want it. Now, the reason I say that is I can make it a little bit more brown, but as you can see, it's not like melted on the outside. I want a grilled cheese, but this is so thick and there's so much to go through that even by the time the bread is ready, the cheese isn't melted. So this is where the microwave is going to be our friend. I usually don't use the microwave for very rare things, 10, 20 seconds max. This is one of those times. For cheese pull reasons only, I will be cutting this beforehand. Or if you wanna serve it to like your kids with it already cut, you can cut it beforehand. But you don't need to cut it beforehand. If I don't cut it beforehand, and I try to cut it after everything's melted, it's gonna all spill out of the sides and you don't have a sandwich anymore. And use a bread knife so you don't crush your bread. All right, so it's definitely warm on the inside, but it's not completely done. So I'm gonna give it about 15, 20 seconds. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And if I see it start to melt down the sides of the bread, then I stop it and take it out. Now it's starting to melt on the sides. You can tell right away. And what happens sometimes is the bottom's a little soft. No worries. We put it right back into the pan that's still hot, still has the flame going. It only takes another minute to firm back up, and then your jalapeno popper grilled cheese will be ready to go. All right, it's been about a minute. Everything is nice and melty, and this is what we're looking like. That son of a bitch. And it tastes as good as it looks. And you could play with this. You could put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. You don't have to put it in the microwave at all. Maybe you just want it warm in the middle. You don't care about a little bit of a cheese pull or a little bit more melty. This recipe is so easily modifiable. You don't want as many jalapenos, take some jalapenos out. You don't like green onions, keep them out of there. Not a big deal. I'm just trying to build flavor. And with my recipe, the flavor is built and you have visited Flavor Town yet again today. You taste a bunch of different types of cheeses. The jalapeno flavor is very prominent along with the garlic since we cooked it down in the pan beforehand and it's perfectly toasted. I mean, what more could you ask for? Now, let's get to the macros. My grilled cheese, if you do it exactly the way that I did it, is 395 calories, 16 grams of fat, 34 grams of carbs, and 35 protein. Again, just like the McChicken, no, it doesn't have 70 grams of protein for 500 calories. But if you multiply it by 5 and you have this 5 times a day, you will be at 2,000 calories and you will have more than enough protein to meet your daily goal. Not to mention, let's compare it to its friend, full fat, full cheese, but full flavor, grilled jalapeno popper grilled cheese. 671 fat, so 200 more calories, 49 grams of fat, 29 carb, 29 protein. On the other end of the spectrum, you can pull all the flavor out of it if you want, and you would have, with fat-free everything, 296 calories, 2 grams of fat, 36 carbs, 38 protein. There's nothing wrong with a little fat. This is a perfect pre-workout snack. It's not just sitting in your stomach, but it'll still fill you up and make you feel full for a few hours. And it's a great change up to the basic everyday diet. And that's why this will be a part of my anabolic cookbook once I do make one. I have another great copycat recipe in the works right now, which should be up next if I can perfect it in the next couple days. So subscribe to the channel if you want some of that, you want some more fitness content, you want some more smasher passes. I have it all when it's related to anything fitness or diet. But until next time, I will see you in that next one. Deuces.